Good evening, everybody. I hope you can all hear me. Welcome to this lovely, blustery, wintry evening that we've got happening down here. It's great to have you all online. Just a couple of housekeeping things. When you come online, I've muted you. If you come online, if you're on the phone, just mute yourself, okay? Because you'll find there's a lot of background noise and we won't be able to hear. We'll have lots of people talking tonight, so I'll be taking them off mute and stuff and all interacting. There's a little chat box on here as well, so if anyone's got any questions or you want to ask a question, just take yourself off mute or drop it in the chat box. Oh, crikey. And you can speak to each other that way. Now, can everybody hear me okay? Because I'm doing it from my Surface Pro. It's showing me that the audio is working. Someone just pop in the chat box that you can hear me. Yes? No? Oh, yes. Okay, cool. Okay, thank you. I can see it. I'm like, no one can hear me. Okay, right. So we will get started. So this is week 3 of our networking professionals. So tonight what we're going to cover is we've got a couple of welcomes to new people that have just joined the business. We're going to go through the groups and how to use them, because I think sometimes, especially when you're new to the business, it can be like rabbit caught in headlights and be a bit overwhelming. So we're just going to go through those in layman's terms. Following up from the business presentation and answering questions. Then Bronwyn's going to take us through the activity tracker and why it's important. We also have why to use our aloe vera, and also the C9 challenge, which Mia's going to take us through as well. So we've got quite a lot to get through this evening. I think it's probably a little bit shorter than last week, because last week was quite comprehensive. I reckon we'll probably finish about 9:15. But without further ado, we shall get started. So welcomes tonight to Katrina Spencer. Now, Katrina, I've just realised I haven't put your husband Tom's name on here. I do apologise. So Katrina and Tom have joined the business together. And Jodie, they've just joined the business this week. So welcome to you guys. And obviously, when you are new to the business, especially if you haven't had your planning meeting yet, some of this may be slightly over your head, but don't worry, there'll be some little light bulb moments that I'm sure you can pick up, and it'd be nice to hear from other people as well. And we have a recognition. Now, last week we recognised everyone that was 4cc active, of which there was about 11 people, which was brilliant for the month of January. So well done. And Bronwyn has just achieved supervisor. So huge congratulations to Bronwyn. And if you don't know what supervisor means, that is basically when you do 25 case credits over 2 months. And it means that Bronwyn now has a second income stream. So when you're an assistant supervisor, when you join the business, you've got your 5% bonus. The next level of personal bonus is 8%. And when you get to that level, it then means that you've got a second income stream, which is 3% on the rest of your the people in your group, because they'll be on 5 and you're going to be on 8. So Bronwyn's going to be getting an extra £200-300 a month immediately, which is all very exciting. So well done to you. I know she worked really hard. Well done. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to Bronwyn, who has just achieved the position of supervisor. I'm going to let her tell oh, Bronwyn, you'll have to unmute yourself. I'm going to have to let her tell you a little bit about her background and why she joined the business. And Bronwyn's going to take us through all the different groups and what we can use them for. If you've just joined and you're on the telephone, can you mute yourself? Someone's literally just joined the group and you're on the phone. Put yourself on mute. You've got loads of feedback. Okay, Bronwyn, I think you'll just have to muddle through and we'll see if we can pick up people on the phone. If anyone can hear you get joined in on the phone, just put yourself on mute because there's loads of feedback. Okay, Bronwyn, I'll let you get stuck in. Hopefully they'll pick it up a bit.
Perfect, thanks Claire. Hi everyone, hope you can hear me all right. So for anybody that doesn't know anything about me, I'll give you the brief version of my background. I joined the business on the last day of September last year. I was just newly on a career break at the end of my maternity leave and had decided essentially to give myself 6 months to figure out another plan so that I didn't have to go back to work and leave my little girl. And it was at that point that I found this opportunity and decided to grab it with both hands and run with it. And so I've done that, and I haven't looked back yet. So yeah, we're a few months in now. I'm still a relative newbie, still lots to learn, but it's very exciting, and it's a very exciting time to be part of this team. So we'll get cracking with this next little bit of training then. So yeah, demystifying success. I think for all of us that are relatively new to the business, you quite often see people, if anybody was on the call last week, Monday, listening to James and Michelle, we all look at the success that Claire has had, and I think we all look at it and think, I want that, but how do I do it? I think the number one question is often, what is the big secret? And I guess the great thing about Forever is that there isn't a secret. People who are successful are happy to share their stories with the rest of us. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to try and do a little bit of demystifying, talk about some of the tools that you can use to build your business. So yeah, particularly those of you who have just joined this week, you might be feeling a little bit like this little guy here in the picture. I suppose a few things happen. You make the decision, you get this box, and you've got all these products to try. It's very exciting, but you're kind of confused. There's lots of paperwork. And the other thing that happens is you get added to a lot of groups on Facebook. And if you're like me, I was completely confused at the beginning. I thought, I'm not really sure what they're for. I kept getting notifications for different groups, and I had no idea what any of it meant, I'll be honest. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to talk through some of the groups that we've got, and we're just going to talk through the basics of them and what you can use them for, just to make sure you can get the best out of them. So the main groups that we're going to talk about, the first one is our team page, which is the Diamonds and Sapphires page, so we're all on that. The second one is our page for products and customers who are particularly interested in things like the C9, Fit 1 and Fit 2, so that's called the Weight Management page. For our prospects, we've got the Design Your Life page, and then we're also going to talk about training as well, which also links in with our Diamonds and Sapphires page. So we'll take you through the different pages just now. So the first one is our team page. So you'll have all seen this. You'll all have watched Claire's welcome video when you join the team. So there's a few things we can use this page for. First of all, it's really important that we use this page to welcome anybody new to the business. So we welcome them to the team, and also you want to tag them in the pinned post, because obviously there's things that they need to see in there, and we'll talk a little bit more about what's in there. We also use this page for recognition. It's great to be able to recognise anybody who has done well, and you'll see that that happens a lot, which is fantastic. So make sure you pop something up anytime anybody in your team has achieved something or done something particularly well, which is great. We've got the training files, so we'll talk a little bit more about what is actually in the files and what training there is. And we also use this for communication training. So we'll go into a little bit more detail about what is actually on this page. Could you, oh, just quicker, just too quick. Done it already, thanks Claire. Okay, so training links, the kind of things that we have available. We've got our 4cc clinics, which you can find in the pinned post that we just spoke about. So that's always pinned to the top, and if you open it up and expand it, in the Diamonds and Sapphires page, you'll actually find pretty much everything you need to run your business in there. So for those that have just joined, the 4cc clinics are something that happen every Wednesday night as part of our wider group. And we look at lots of different ways to make sure that you get your 4case credits in every month. So there is a list of recordings for those. So if you've missed one, or if there's something particular you need help with, you can scroll through there and find those. We have our Network Professionals training, which is this training that we have tonight. And again, those are recorded and popped in the pinned post for anybody that's missed them. And we also have our Fast Start training. The link is also there for that training, which runs every couple of weeks on a Wednesday night, and that's for new people that have just joined the business. Okay, so then we have the Getting Started section. So before you have your planning meeting, so there's a few of you that this probably applies to at the moment, you've literally just joined the business, you can have a look at Diana Page's video, and one of the really important things that you want to do early on is hide your friends list on Facebook. So if you haven't done that, have a look in the pinned post at how you can do it, because essentially that is your network of people, so you want to keep that private just for yourself to see. After you've had your first planning session, then there's obviously more exciting things to look at. So you can then go in and have a look at information on your launch. And although your sponsor or your upline will do the first one with you, maybe even a couple, what you'll find is that when I did this, I had to look at exactly how a launch runs, because I just felt much better knowing what to expect. There's also information on something we call the customer trial group. If you're really new and you haven't heard of that yet, don't panic. It will all become clear very soon. But that's one way that we can use to build up customers really quickly. And there's also information on what to put on your profile on Facebook. And then the next thing that we have is information for retailing the Clean 9. Now, everybody in the team will know we've spoken loads and loads about this, particularly recently. There are so many fantastic ideas. We have, in the pinned post, we have things like the words to use to promote it on Facebook. Obviously, you have to be careful about what you're putting on your Facebook page or in your groups, that kind of thing. You want to remain compliant. So there is a post that literally lays out for you how to promote it on Facebook, ideas of different things that you can post. We also have a couple of 4cc clinics talking about the Clean 9. If you look down the list, there's one from, I think it was towards the end of last year, talking about exactly how to go about promoting it. And then there's also one that we did more recently, looking more at once you've got somebody doing the Clean 9, how you would go about looking after them through the 9 days. Sort of lots of tips and ideas for that. And we also have our Project of the Week recordings, which includes the great video about the Clean 9, which I know lots of us have used. It explains it in layman's terms. So especially if you're new to the business, do go and have a look at that, because it will help you with retailing the Clean 9, which is a great way to start your business. Then when it comes to team building, in the pinned post you'll also find the link for Claire's YouTube video, which I know a lot of us send out. First of all, most of us do. If you don't have your own, you'll be sending that out. A link to the business presentation, and also the application form that you would fill in with anybody new that wanted to sign up. So again, you've got everything you need for doing your prospecting and your team building. Okay. And lots of other useful documents, which we're going to go on and talk a little bit more about. So things like your activity tracker, 7-day plan, your 100+ list profiling sheets, all of the things that are in your First Steps to Manager book. But obviously you need to print out more. You can find all of those as well. So how do we get the most from our team page? Because it's all fine and well to be on it, but we want to benefit from being in there. So yeah, familiarise yourself. Can't get my words out there. I'm having a small glass of wine, but I don't think that's why. Yeah, familiarise yourself with what is in the files. So have a good look around, because I would say 9 times out of 10, the questions that you get asked probably have been asked by somebody else, and there probably is something up there that looks at it. Familiarise yourself, and then you can help yourself to find the answers. But once you have a team, you can also help them to find the answers that they're looking for. Whenever somebody joins your team, always pop up a welcome post with a little bit of information about them. Recognise the team and also support each other. So it's not just about recognising people that are in your own immediate team or your own immediate downline. You'll notice that we all support each other in this team. So it's really great to give each other a pat on the back when we've done something well. And I think that's something that a lot of us probably lacked in our other jobs, but we don't lack it here, which is lovely. It's a great place to ask product questions as well, especially when you're new to the business. Somebody will know if you've got a question about any of the products. How-to questions, if you've got an idea that you think might work. Again, somebody might well have done it already. So this is the place to ask all of those kinds of questions, anything that you're stuck with. And of course, your upline and Claire will give you a lot of support, but we like to share information within the team as well. And another important one is we're quite spread out across the country. So when we have trainings coming up, and also if we plan to attend our local business presentation, on the team page is where we can talk about things like car sharing from different areas, who's going to the training, and get all the planning for accommodation, all that kind of thing sorted out as well. So that's what we do with our team page. So that's the Diamonds and Sapphires one. So we'll talk next about the weight management group, the weight management page. So this is the customer page. So it's really important to remember that the people on here are customers and potential customers. So add anybody in who asks you about your clean line, anybody who sent you a message about the clean line, anybody that's expressed any interest, even if they haven't bought the clean line or they say they don't want to do it just now, add them to the group. Do let them know, either ask their permission or just send them a message and say, look, I've added you to our secret group, and you'll be able to see lots of other people's stories of how they're getting on. When you add somebody to the group, make sure you always message your upline manager. So am I right in thinking for all of us on the call, that's you, Claire?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So all of us would message Claire then, and just let her know, because otherwise the people just sit there waiting to be approved and they'll never see anything. It's a really great way of supporting your customer. I've had a couple of people who don't particularly want to post on their own public wall that they're doing a clean line. So this is where you can support them. You could put something up about day 3 today, they've had fantastic results, keep going, only 6 more days to go, and you can post it in this group. Other people will be able to comment on it, but only people within the secret group, so nobody else from their friends list is seeing it. There are also guidelines here, and we want to keep in mind that this group, as I've said, has got customers on it, potential customers. So the things we have to avoid: no product questions on here; those are for our team page. No personal websites, so we don't want to post anything that would link back to our own personal shop or anything like that. I have also noticed that you'll find sometimes people post, they've maybe forgotten how they ended up on the page, and there's the odd person that posts saying, I'm not sure how I go about buying this or something like that. Obviously we don't all jump on that, because the person who added them will get back to them. And the key, as with everything in this business, is in the follow-up. So make sure you regularly check back and follow up with the people who you have added to this page, because it's a great tool, but only if we use it. Okay, so the next group is just a whistle-stop tour. So if this is confusing, you don't worry. You can go back and read the slides again. So we've got the Design Your Life page, which this is the page, the prospecting page for people that are interested in the business. So the first thing to remember is it's only for people that have seen some information. So it could be somebody who you've called up, but they have to have first watched the YouTube clip, and then when you followed them up, they're looking for some more information. It could be somebody that you have met at a product launch, and they've had the initial information about the business and asked for some more, but it's not for somebody who you think would be interested. It's somebody who has actually seen some information already about the business. So again, as with the other groups, you would add them into the group, and then you want to private message Claire and let her know you've done that so that she can approve them. Again, you want to do a welcome post with information about the person. It's great if there can be a little bit of background information, because that helps everybody else with commenting. If you're stuck for what to put in, you can either check with your upline or have a read through, have a look at some of the welcome posts that are on there as well, to give you an idea of the sort of things that we do post. And then obviously sometimes you look on the page and you just see, please welcome such and such to the group, and then the next message is welcome this person, welcome that person, and you can get a whole page just full of welcomes. And although that's very nice, it doesn't tell anybody much more about the business opportunity. So we also want to put up lots of positive posts. We want to keep lots of positive content on there. We'll chat about the kind of things we can post in a moment. Do make sure you comment on other people's posts. What we don't want is 10 people commenting saying hi and welcome. Again, we're looking at getting value in the comments that we post. So particularly if you see somebody who has a similar background to yourself, somebody who maybe has a similar concern to you, sometimes people say this person is worried about not having enough time or something like that. And if there's something in the person's background that you can completely relate to, then you definitely want to comment. Share your story, let them know that you felt that as well, how you're finding it. We want to be honest with people, and that's the whole point of this. But it's great if we can all help each other out by commenting on everybody else's posts. Photos are key in here. Post lots of photos, and this links in with the next one, posting about your lifestyle. So that's what I meant by putting up comments that add value to the group. So Obviously, this will depend on each individual, all different. So for me, I suppose where I'm coming from is wanting to spend more time with my daughter. So the kind of things that I would be putting up is things like if I've been at the park with Harriet in the middle of the day, I would never have been able to do that when I was working. So, you know, a photo of her on the swings and putting up a positive comment about, you know, love the fact that I'm able to spend time with Harriet every day. She loves coming to the park, something like that. It could be that you're out for coffee with your friends in the middle of the afternoon. You're maybe out for coffee and you're working in the coffee shop. Have a little picture of something beside you, maybe your first steps to manager book on your knee, and a lovely photo of you enjoying your coffee. So photos about your lifestyle, and in particular, linking it back to the business. And again, the fortune is in the follow-up. So check back with the people who you've added to the page and follow them up, even if the time wasn't right for them when you added them to the page. Remember that they're still on there, so they'll still be seeing lots of posts, and make sure you keep following them up. Okay, so the next one that we're going to talk about is the Rolling Snowballs team page. So you'll have noticed when you join the business that we're part of the Diamonds and Sapphires page. So that is our team. That is the team that is headed up by Claire. You'll also be part of the Starfish Global team page. That's sort of our slightly wider team, if you like. And then we have the Rolling Snowballs team page, which is a much wider team page. And this is where Diana Page's video appears as the welcome video. This is Diana's team. So yeah, this is a much wider team. We still use this for recognition. And the other thing that will appear on this page is the trainings. So you can see actually on the page there we've got the masterclass coming up. Actually, this is not the one that's just come up. We've got one coming up in May. So they have quarterly trainings. So it's really good to check in on this page as well, because you'll get all the information about the Rolling Snowballs trainings that are coming up, which we are all invited to, which is fab. So we have the next slide, please, Claire.
That's it.
Perfect. I thought that was me. I just wanted to check. Excellent. So we shall hand you back over to Claire now.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Oh, feedback. Okay. Hopefully that will stop in a second. Okay. Thank you very much. And hopefully that just kind of gives you a little bit of an understanding as to where the pages fit in. They're all there to help you. So if you ever get stuck, just message me or message your upline or message your mentor, and we should be able to, or just get in touch and we should be able to help you. Now, I haven't put a slide up for my face because most of you know me because I've spoken to most of you, or we've done planning sessions together. But for those of you who are quite new to the business, who probably don't know me personally, just to kind of put me in the picture, my background is in recruitment. I worked in recruitment for years and years, but I began to hate it really. It got harder and harder to make less and less money. Then I had the twins and I was forever swapping time for money, and it was just it was a bit of a whirlwind of the same horrible situation every week that was making me miserable, and I just couldn't see light at the end of my tunnel. I couldn't see how I could get out of this revolving hamster wheel because recruitment was all I knew. So forever to me was just light at the end of my tunnel. And for a couple of years, I kind of played with the business a little bit until after going to trainings and actually listening and seeing success from people that used to annoy the hell out of me because I was thinking, what are they doing to make them so successful? And that I wasn't. And to be honest, it was probably everything. So once I actually did start working the business, well, it has soared. And now we have that life that most people just dream of. You know, things have completely turned around. My husband even finished work at Christmas. So the reason I joined was to get out the rat race and spend more time with the children, just have a better work-life balance. So the bit I'm going to talk you through today is following up from when people have seen the business presentation and answering their questions. So if you've missed the last few trainings, they've all been recorded. They're all in the file section on Diamonds and Sapphires, and it's got recordings of the networking professional trainings. So this is at the stage when you've spoken to someone about the business, you've gone through page 19, they've looked at the short YouTube clip, or you've done a one-to-one with them, they've explained to you what they've liked about what they've seen. You sent them the business presentation to watch, or met with them and taken them to a live business presentation. And now you're giving them a call, they've watched the business presentation, and it's a case of answering their questions. The key with this business is people have to see something in it for them. It's nothing to do with us. We invite them to have a look because it's a fabulous opportunity. And we're just saying, look, we don't know if it's going to be up your street, but do you want to have a look? Because there could be something here for you. So when we follow them up from the business presentation, it's all about them, what they've seen, what they like, and then we're going to try and answer their questions. Okay, so the first thing that you ever say to somebody when they have looked at all the information, regardless of, what their concerns or queries or, whatever they say, the first thing that you say to them is, what did you like about what you saw? It's really, really important. Putting that aside for a minute, what did you like? Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. What did you like about what you saw? The reason for that is because we need to know what they see in it for them. From the outside looking in, we may, in inverted commas, assume that they're going to see a certain part of the business that will work well for them, or, a certain area of the products that you think they'll warm to. But quite frankly, we don't know. We just don't know what they're going to see in it, if they're going to see something in it for them, and what they're going to see in it. So the key is to ask them what it is that they've liked. And by them telling you, they're also telling themselves. And if they have got, concerns or worries, which most of us have, and I think concerns, worries, questions are good. They're good because people are taking this business seriously. Then that's a good thing. And if they have got, issues and worries, that's really important to get them all out so that you can help them to make that decision, help them to make their own decision. So one of the first things, one of the biggest concerns, worries, issues, is when people don't have the £200. They've seen something in this business, they've told you about what they like about this business, they see it's amazing, and they'll say to you, I just haven't got the money for the box. In all honesty, my personal opinion is this is such an amazing opportunity. If people catch the vision with Forever, they'll find £200 to buy their box, which is their license to trade anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. When I started my recruitment business, it cost me 10 grand. 10 grand, £10,000, 200 quid, a pair of bloody shoes. I will always say to people, okay, put that aside for now. What did you like about what you saw? And then I will go back to the £200 and say, look, is the money the only challenge you have, or is there anything else? So I'll always single that out, because sometimes people can look at the business and think, oh, it's a bit scary. Do I know enough people? Could it work for me? Oh, I just don't know. No, can't do it. I haven't got the confidence. So they'll use the £200 sometimes as an excuse, because it's an easy way to say, no, I couldn't afford to get started. So by saying, look, is the money the only challenge, or have you got anything else? They will say to you, well, I don't know if I know enough people. So then you can talk them through that. And then I always say to people, look, by working with me, you'll recoup your money for the business owner box within your first 2 to 4 weeks. And once registered, we'll get a plan in place to do that within the first, within 72 hours. Who can help you out? I've had mums, parents, husbands, friends help people out to get their box. And by hook or by crook, they will make that money back within their first 2 to 4 weeks, if not sooner. I know that people have made it back in their first 2 launches, or even quicker. I mean, Erica and Dave, I don't think we're on the call tonight because they're having a few problems with their little twin boys, bless them. They were premature, so they've got respiratory problems. They've been out in a hospital. Erica and Dave managed to build orders of £370 before they even had their launch. So they've already made over £100. They'd already made about 130. So you can make this money back pretty darn simply. And also, some people don't know that we can take credit cards. That's supposed to say credit, not credit. When people say to you, I haven't got much time. When people have a worry or concern, practice not jumping in with your own story, because it's about them, okay? And not jumping in by telling them. People don't like to be told. So it's kind of asking a question with a question. So as opposed to when some people say to you, God, you know what, I just don't know if I've got enough time. Oh, you'll be fine. You can just do it when the kids are in bed, or fit it in the nooks and crannies, blah, blah, blah. You're telling them, You need to kind of get them to answer their own questions, for them to work out where they can find the time. So I'll often say to them, well, what makes you think it needs a lot of time? Because sometimes people don't understand, how it's going to work. How much time do you think you need? Okay, so if I told you that you can earn a few £100s a month by working 3 to 5 hours a week, would that make a difference? And that will often, some people may still just say, I haven't even got that. Okay, no problem whatsoever. Timing is everything. Let's just keep in touch, and I'll talk you through that in a second. But often, by just sort of saying to people, what makes you think you need a lot of time, or how much time do you think you need? Often people will probably say to you, I don't know. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, depending on what people want from the business, yes, it does take time and it takes consistency. But if people just want to earn a few £100s a month and have that, that buffer of extra income, then working a few hours a week for a few £100 a month might work for them. When people say, I need to try the products first, I always say, brilliant. I thought exactly the same, because I did. And the company have put together the new distributor pack. Sorry about the beeping. I've tried to turn all my Facebook off, but it keeps beeping at me. The company have put together a new distributor pack, or a business owner box, so you can evaluate the best-selling products. It's heavily discounted, and you can use them all to wash, shave, bath, shower, clean teeth and hair, and you'll be blown away by your benefits. You can tweak the way you say that. Sometimes I say to people, brilliant. That's exactly what the business owner box is designed for. So you can actually start to use all the products. You can get them in you, on you. You can get the family to use them. You can show other people them. And you will really love their benefits, because that's exactly what it's there for. Don't know if I can do it. How are you going to know unless you try? Because people, they don't. How are you going to know unless you try? I'll be there to support you every step of the way. You've got nothing to lose but everything to gain. And look at all the support you get from Forever. And also, when you have people to design your life, that makes a massive difference to these kind of issues and concerns, because it's not just you they hear from, it's lots of other people. And they can see lots of other people who felt the same way, lots of other people's stories, and in the photo section on Design Your Life, you've got all of the managers' stories as well. So you can tag people into various posts in there. I don't know enough people. It's quite funny. We did a training with when we were at Oxford, and was it Les Wyndham was talking about don't know enough people? When you're born, you start networking, and I think they say to you, by the time you're 30, you know about 2,000 people that have crossed your paths. But I always use the feel, felt, found with this, because I remember when I joined the business, and yes, I've got a big circle, but in my head, I was thinking, oh my goodness, who do I know that would like these products? Who do I know that would like the business? The fact is, you don't. You have got no idea who in your circle will or won't like the products. The key is you just show everybody. So, I know how you feel, as I felt exactly the same way. But what I found was when I started showing my friends and family what I was doing, they recommended the products to other people. My network grew. My sponsor or my mentor also worked closely with me, as I would you, to help me expand my network. And as we're global, you can build a business anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. Don't forget that as well, because I often have people, I do a lot of work through Facebook, so through my page I'll often have people all over the world getting in contact with me, saying, oh, you're in the UK, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, doesn't matter. We can work all over the world. Or I've had a couple of people saying, yeah, but I'm moving to Italy, or I'm moving here. I'm like, fantastic. We've got great business in Italy, a great business in Spain. All over the world, we've got these great businesses. We've got product centres all over the world. Isn't there a problem with market saturation? So Forever products are what we call fast-moving consumer goods, which means your customers will order from you month in, month out, and you can't saturate that type of market. You simply can't. And also, people being born every day, so more people need our products all the time. And you simply can't saturate our market. It's one of those marketplaces that you can't. Aren't there too many people in my area doing this? And do you know what? This comes up quite a lot. And when people say this to me, I always say, yeah, I know, it's brilliant, because it is. The more people that are doing Forever, the better. But do you know what? We're still only just scratching the surface, literally. If you listened in last week, the network marketing industry turned over 131 billion, yes, billion last year. And there's over 99 million people in network marketing. That's only 1.3% of the global population. And in Forever, there are only now let me get this right, I'm sure it's 2,000 or 3,000 active business owners out of thousands and thousands. Now, active means they're 4cc active. So a lot of people join the business and don't do very much at all. So I always say I actually have many people in my area who work with forever. And I also work with close friends, and I know sisters who are both in the business. As we're global, it doesn't matter where you live or how many people in your area work with forever, because it's all about the people that you know. And evidence has shown that if you and your next door neighbour, for example, wrote down all the people that you knew, there would only be a maximum of 5 to 10% crossover. That's just statistics. Even if it was your sister or your mum or your best friend, that's exactly the way it works. There are 65 million people in the UK. So why are these products not sold in the shops? Well, basically, a network marketing business distributes their products to a network of people, which means us as business owners will have more financial reward. So when the products are sold in shops, you've got to remember that they've got to be staffed, heated, rented and advertised. It's all very expensive. So you've got to build into the price of the products all the overheads. So if we sold them in shops, we would either have to charge a lot more or use inferior ingredients to make the products cheaper. We don't want to do it. So we create an army of people around the world to promote our products, and that's called network marketing. And you get top quality products at a reasonable price. And I don't know if anyone has heard of Neil's Yard. You probably have. So Neil's Yard selling Waitrose. I just don't understand that concept, because why would people buy from a Neil's Yard distributor if they can go and get in Waitrose? It completely confuses me. I've never sold anything before, and I always say great, because I'm crap at sales as well. I hate sales. I do. I absolutely hate it. I've had to do a lot of it in my recruitment business, and I just do not do it anymore. I can't bear it. So I always say great, because I'm rubbish at it. Thank God for that. I'm not looking for a salesperson, because I'm not. I'm looking for someone who can recommend products and look after a handful of customers, and I'll be holding your hand every step of the way. And you'll be fantastic at the development and training aspect of the business. The products sell themselves once you just show people what you're doing. You don't need to have oodles and oodles of customers. Once you use the products yourself, you will naturally be recommending them. It's like going to a top restaurant. You'll naturally recommend it. You drink the gel, your hair looks fantastic, your nails, your skin, you're glowing. People tell you how wonderful you look. I know, it's all that aloe gel I'm drinking. You ought to try it. That's as simple as it becomes. I need to think about it. If someone says to you they need to think about it, they're worried about something. They're still concerned about something. Something's still not clear for them. Something's worrying them. Something's niggling at them. So if they say to you, I need to think about it, I always just simply say, which bit do you need to think about? What else do you need answering? What else are you worried about? What's concerning you? And I always say it in that kind of tone of voice as well. Very relaxed, because this is, you want people to see something in the business and be super excited about it. Okay, so I need to speak to my partner. I always say, great, get as much support, get as much support and feedback as you possibly can. But I always encourage people to show the business presentation to their partner, because it's very difficult for someone, even for me, to explain it to my husband. I've been in the business 3.5 years, but, without sitting down and going through the business presentation, it's very difficult to relay that information across in a conversation. And often they'll probably just hear the 200 quid bit and they'll be like, no. So it's much easier to show them the business presentation. And I always say, look, I'll happily speak to them over the phone or over Skype, or we can have a chat or meet them or whatever if they want to go any more questions. And I encourage them. And actually, Jane Leach will always say, look, watch the business presentation, and the first time through, write down everything you like about what you see. Then watch it again and write down all your questions. So at this stage, I'll often say that to them when they sit down and watch it with their partner. I've heard of this. Does anyone make any money at it? But again, before you jump in and say, that's really, yeah, of course they do. My sponsor Claire, she's been in the business 3.5 years, blah, 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 blah. Find out the motivation behind the question first. That's really interesting. What have you heard? Because I say, I know loads of people that have joined forever and they don't make any money. Okay, has anyone told you how the business works? Usually they don't. Most people who have heard people who haven't, been successful in forever don't actually understand how the business works. And to be perfectly honest, I think nothing of saying to people, chances are the person that hasn't made this work is because they just simply haven't put the work in. There's no getting away from the fact that you need to work this business consistently over a prolonged period of time. And when I take that focus with people, it never, it doesn't put them off. I think they appreciate the honesty. And people don't understand how the business works a lot of the time. So let me show you. We're in the health and wellbeing industry, which accounts for over 19 million a day. Last year, our sales were just over 131 million, which equates to 8 days of sales. So we haven't even scratched the surface yet. There's no better time to get involved than at the beginning. And of course, people can make money and use people as examples as well. So obviously find out the motivation, find out what they understand, where the question has come from, and then use examples to show people. I mean, Diana, goodness, she's a net worth millionaire. I know Lucy, her bonuses each month are probably 7,000 or 8,000 now. She's been in the business 7 years, started working it around her children for a couple of years, topped up her income because she'd moved away from the corporate world to become a personal trainer. But she could see everyone getting to manager, people that she knew, and she thought, you know what, an extra £1,000 a month would make much more of a difference. So she dropped a few hours of personal training. Within 4.5 months, her bonus check went to £1,300, and now she's senior manager on the cusp of soaring. Car plan level 2 or 3, gosh, I can't remember. Car plan level 3, global rally, chairman's bonus qualifier, and £7,000 to £8,000 a month. And then me as an example, decided that I wanted to build an income around my children, move away from the corporate world. And in the space of about 15 months, I've built my income up to nearly £4,000 a month. Car plan level 1. Got 2 holidays paid for this year. So you can use examples as well. I don't have the couple of £100. We talked about this earlier. By working with me, you'll recoup the money for your business owner box within the first month. What options do you have? Who can help you out? And actually, I know someone that's borrowed £10 off 20 friends to get started. Do you know anyone willing to invest in you? You just never know. You never know. I want to see how you do. Now, I know often when people join the business, they're like, yeah, but what if they ask how I'm getting on? What do I say? And I always coach people to be very comfortable with what to say when they've just joined the business. Because sometimes if you're nervous of someone asking you a question that you don't know how to answer, you're going to stop picking up the phone. It's just natural because you'll be thinking, oh, what if they ask me this? I always coach people to say, do you know what? I've only just started. I've got a couple of launches booked, or I've just had my first launch, or I've made the money back from my box, or whatever stage you're at. I've only just started, and I've got a plan in place to replace my income by the spring. I've got a plan in place to earn an extra £300 or £400 a month within the next 3 months. I've got a plan in place to build a 6-figure income within the next 2 years, and I'm really excited. Whatever your plan is, that's what your plan is. No one is going to be expecting that you're going to be earning £1,000 in the next 2 days of joining a business, or in the first 3 months even. So don't worry about things like that. And when they say to you, oh, I want to see how you do, well, I know that by the summer I'll be manager in the company, which means I'll be earning, £800 to £2,000 a month. If you decide that this business is for you, let's start straight away, and you could be earning the same as well. Or you can watch my success, but you're just going to delay growing your own business. And actually, when people do start the business, when you can bring people in reasonably soon with you, you'll be amazed at how much you can achieve with teamwork. Absolutely amazed, because you start to learn all at the same time, and it's exciting, and you motivate each other, and you can do stuff together. Oops. Oh, I don't know how to go back. That one before said, is it commission only? I don't know how to go back on a slideshow. Is it commission only? So when someone says to me, is it commission only? I say, we don't offer it. It's not a salaried role. It's a business opportunity. But by working with me, you'll build an income of £1,000 to £2,000 a month within the first 4 to 5 months. Okay. I'd like to have a chat with my friends first. What do you need to chat to your friends about? And again, it's like, what is it that's worrying them? What's concerning them? And when they say to me, I'd like to find out if they buy the products, I always say to them, we turned over 2.9 billion last year. 131 million of that was in the UK, which was 71% growth on the year before. The fact is that people buy our products and there's high demand for them. And if you don't recommend them to your friends, someone else will. Obviously, I don't say that confrontationally. I say it in exactly that tone of voice because it's the truth. If you don't recommend them, someone else will. And chances are they'll go and speak to their friends and they'll be like, oh, yeah, I use the Aloe. I get it from so-and-so. Or I do this, or I get it from so-and-so. The other issue when people want to talk to their friends before they've joined the business is they'll always be looking at it from a position of uncertainty because they're not in the business yet. So it's quite normal for people in that environment to be negative, if that makes sense, because you're like, I'm thinking of doing this, but I really don't know. So your friends are going to be like, oh, well, I'm not sure then. Do you see what I mean? But, if they want to speak to their friends, that's fine, but just double check that there's nothing you haven't covered yourself. Oh, here we go. I've said this already. So it's naturally, they're going to be coming from, a position of uncertainty, which they'll naturally pick up. Whereas if you speak to them with passion and excitement, they'll be really, really positive, which often people do when they've just joined the business. So on the follow-up call, so that's answered most of those questions. This will all be recorded, and there are there's a handout on the Starfish group which you can print off called Answering Questions, which has got the answer to every question, issue, concern that people often have with the business. Don't get me wrong, these aren't going to turn around everybody, not everyone's going to join the business, but by helping to answer people's questions, it will help them to find a way to build the confidence to join the business, because it's such a phenomenal opportunity. Okay, so when you give them a call and they say, did you watch the business presentation? Yes. I always say, it's exciting, isn't it? What did you like about what you saw? And what else? And what else grabbed you? Can you see how it can give you whatever you'd spoken about during the whole process? What questions have you got? Is there anything you want to ask me? I never, ever worry about asking people questions. I always, when I first joined the business, I would literally follow up someone from the business presentation, be petrified what they were going to ask me. And when they said, yeah, it looks great, be like, oh, great, let's get registered then. And try and get off the phone as quickly as good. And what do you think that person's going to think? Probably that I was very desperate. And it's this is a big decision for a lot of people. It's a business. It takes work. People need to join it in a serious way to understand how the business works, if that makes sense. So don't rush people. Don't scare people by being desperate and trying to get them joined into the business. Just make sure that every step of the way, they're confident, they're comfortable, and everything has been answered. Okay, great. So if they say they've got the chance to watch the link and they say, yes, but I don't know if I know people. Yeah, but I haven't got 200 quid. Yeah, but God, I don't know if I could do it. Yeah, but not sure about network marketing. Isn't it saturated? Okay, great. Putting that aside for now, what did you like about what you saw? And what else? And what else grabbed you? Okay, so get all the good stuff out first, and then you can go back through all of their questions using all the notes. Okay. Then, to move them through to registration, once you've answered all their questions, and you've said, look, is there anything else that's concerning you? Okay, great. Learn these words to move people to the next stage, because people don't know what the next stage is. You need to lead them to it, because you know what the next stage is, they don't. Great, sounds like we just need to get you registered, order your box and get your planning meeting in the diary. And they'll say, yep, okay. And I always say, look, I can do that online now, it takes about 10 minutes, and I'll go through the information that I need with people. So I'll say to them, I'll need your address, your email, your date of birth, the bank account sort code and account number for where you want Forever to put your bonuses into, and then the card details for your pack. Have you got all of that with you? Just so people know exactly where they're at and what to expect. Okay. And the link for the application form is in the pinned post. If they're not now, do you know what? It's just not the right time. Do you know what? It's just maybe in 6 months, maybe when the baby's older, maybe when, something like that. You can say, look, I'd love to keep in touch if that's okay with you, because I honestly think you'd be very good at it, make a lot of money with us. In the meantime, who else do you know in your circle who could do with an extra couple of grand a month? And ask for a referral. Get them to send, the link on or send your details through. Oh, I've done it again. Hang on, let me see if I can go back. Aha, worked it out. Okay, timing is another one as well. If they're like, it's just not the right time. Gemma Easton, she's a Sapphire manager. She will often say to people, do you know what? I don't think it's the right time for you. Because some people may be preoccupied with stuff, and if people are in that kind of situation, maybe it's not the right time to join for them, because when you join forever, it's depending on what you want from the business. If you want to replace an income, then you do need to be in the right headspace, because it takes a bit of work. So Wes Linden was teaching us that this is quite a good approach. Well, that's okay, because time is the most important thing. Would it be okay to keep in touch from time to time to find out how you're getting on and let you know how we're doing? And then what you can do a few months later is give them a call and say, hi, how are you? And whenever I follow someone up, I never mention the business until I've got them engaged in a conversation. So it will literally be, hi, how are you? How are the children? How was the move? How's the baby? How's your studies going? How's things? Then engage them in the conversation. I know that we were talking about forever a few months ago. And I just wondered if now might be a better time for you to revisit the opportunity. The business is growing like crazy. We've got some exciting stuff happening this year. I'd love to chat to you some more. So you can just follow them up in a few months' time. If they say it's not for them, okay, so once you've got to business presentation stage, usually they've seen something in it for them to get them there. But if they decide, do you know what, it's not for me. I thought I could do it, but I can't. Not for me. You just say to them, look, I wish you all the best and I hope you find what you're looking for, and then ask for a referral, because they may just know somebody who will be your next Sapphire manager. You just don't know. And if you get into a habit of asking people for a referral, one day you'll get a really good one. Okay, so that takes me through, we're going to speak to Bronwyn again now. That takes me through about answering questions. Okay, don't forget this will be recorded and put up on the post. So Bronwyn's going to talk to you about the activity tracker. So when you're speaking to people about the business opportunity, Bronwyn's actually going to take you through how and where you record these people. And she's just come back online, and then we're going to be speaking to Mia. Okay, I hope that was helpful, so I will send you back to Bronwyn.
Hello. That's my voice, I'm afraid. Yes, we're going to talk about the activity tracker now. So for those of you that have literally just joined, you'll find your activity tracker. It's on pages 28 and 29 in your First Steps to Manager book. And obviously you'll fill that up fairly quickly, and then you can print out additional copies like what you can see on the screen here. So the first thing that we'll talk about, we'll go on to talk about in a second about why it's so important to fill this in. But just a quick point on who actually goes on your activity tracker. So as you can see from this example here, we've got people, all people's names. You've got a section to write whether they're warm or cold. If you're very new to the business, it'll probably be all warm market people. So if you're not sure what that means, cold is obviously cold markets for people you don't know at all, and your warm market are the people that you already know, people you already have numbers for. So anybody who you have a phone number for, and you pick up the phone and you call them and you offer them a chance to take a look at the opportunity, they go on your tracker. You've got a space to record what the outcome was, so you put up the date in and whether or not they agreed to watch YouTube video. Or you may have arranged to meet with them and have a one-to-one session. Obviously, you're then going to call them back, and you might have a comment at the end that says they weren't interested, or they might go on to view the business presentation. Again, you can pop the date in, and whether they went to a live business presentation or whether you sent them the link. And if they go on to join the business, then you've got space to write when you've registered them and pop your first planning session in as well. What doesn't go on here is, not that we would recommend you be doing this anyway, but if you have sent somebody a message, if you've got a number for them, always pick up the phone and speak to them. But if for some reason you've been struggling to get them on the phone and you've sent a message, they don't go on here. This is for people that you've called. It could be for people who you have been in touch with via message and they've gone past the YouTube stage and are now watching the business presentation. You can then pop them on here. The same goes for somebody who you've maybe been in touch with via Facebook. Once they get to the stage of looking at the business presentation, you can pop them on the activity tracker. You might be speaking to people in person sometimes, and again, if you've spoken to them and they have agreed to some information, so you've then got contact details off them and you are sending them the YouTube clip and you've followed up, then you can pop them on here. That probably sounds a tiny bit pedantic, but speaking from experience, it is really important because it does skew your figures otherwise. Claire will remember this. I think I'd only been in the business about a month, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I have spoken to about 200 people and nobody wants to join. And I was devastated at the fact that nobody wanted to join the business. I'd been writing everybody on my activity tracker. And when Claire said to me, have you actually picked up the phone and called all of those people? I hadn't. I don't know how many I had picked up the phone and called, but it wasn't that many. So I had completely skewed my figures because I was writing absolutely everybody down on the tracker. So it's in your best interests not to do that. Don't make the mistake that I did. You might get yourself down. So we're going to talk about, that's just a quick guide to what to put on. And when you're having your planning sessions, Claire and your upline, your sponsor, will go through that in a little bit more detail with you and how to fill this out. But we'll just chat very briefly about why it's so important to be filling the activity tracker on. So if we could go to the next slide, please, Claire. Oh, perfect. My computer just almost died there. I've got a fright in my life. Right, we're on. Yeah, so why is it so important? The first one is, I suppose, a given. It keeps you really organised. I think, especially when you're just starting, it gets a bit messy. Obviously, you're arranging lots of things, you're planning lots of things. It's really key that if you tell somebody you will follow them up, that you do follow them up at that point as well. I know a lot of us have got another way of doing that. I write down in my diary on the day, call such and such. But this means that every couple of days you can actually go back right through the whole week and the week before and see who you've spoken to, see any follow-ups that need to be done. It also means you need to never get confused because it might seem unlikely, but I know now I'm at a point where there are probably people I spoke to when I first joined the business who maybe I didn't really know what I was saying to them, and so I'd like to chat to them again. Maybe the timing was wrong, they said come back to me. If you've got your activity tracker filled in, you can see exactly when you spoke to them, exactly what stage they got to. So it's really great for keeping you organised so you always know what's happened. What it also does is it helps you to establish your own statistics. So what you will find out is how many people you need to talk to before somebody joins, or how many people you need to talk to before you get them to the YouTube or before you get into the business presentation. I think this is really useful because obviously we've got general statistics, which are pretty accurate in the wider picture, but it's so much easier if you know exactly where you're at because it helps keep it clear in your mind. And if you've got a definite plan of how you want to build your business, it means that you always know how many people you need to be talking to every day. You can break it right down. It also means that you can monitor your progress because your statistics will improve from when you join. So it might be that when you first join, you're not getting that many people to watch the YouTube clip, or maybe not that many of them watching the business presentation. And as that improves, it's quite good for yourself to be able to look through at your very early activity trackers and the more recent ones, just to see how things are going and make sure you're moving in the right direction. Now the next one is really important. If you fill these in every week and send copies of them to your upline manager, to your sponsor, it means that they can support you much better. I'll give you an example. When I had not long been in the business at all, maybe a month or so, as I say, I spoke to Claire and we ironed out the fact that I wasn't calling as many as I thought I was calling. But even for the ones that I was calling, I was getting most people to watch the YouTube clip, but not enough people were then watching the business presentation. And because I had sent my activity trackers to Claire, she was able to pick up on that pattern quite quickly. And then I replayed the conversations that I was having with the people I was speaking to, and it turned out that there was just something slightly that slightly needed tweaked in what I was saying. And I think that's happened to quite a lot of us. We might be following page 19 to a T, except we're just using one slightly different word. Obviously, the sooner we can find that and rectify what we're saying, the sooner our statistics will improve. So it's a great way of making sure that our upline can support us really much better. The other thing is that it helps your team, because your team will do what you're doing. And then not only have you had your own training needs identified, but you'll be able to in turn help them. So it's really important. There is not enough, you can't say enough, I don't think, about the importance of leading by example. So if you do it, you can teach others to do it as well. And just the last one, this name might not mean a lot to people who are very new in the business, but it's a name you'll hear a lot, Jane Leach. Jane and her husband John are just amazing. They've been in business for a long time, and they know, from my point of view, just about everything there is to know. I don't know if there's a question you could ask that they wouldn't have come across before. And they actually, you'll see their picture at the back of the First Steps to Manager book, because they helped to write the book. A few of us were at the QLS training, which they ran at the start of the year, which was amazing. And the thing that really stuck out to me was that Jane again and again said, you know, going back to talking about the secrets of success, people say, how have you done it? As she said, there is no secret. We use the tools that we've been given, and we follow the system that's in place. So I thought very early on in the business, I thought if everybody who is successful are using these tools, they've been put in the First Steps to Manager book for a reason. Why would I not want to use them as well, if that's what everybody who is successful is doing? So even if it's very early on for you and things are maybe a bit confusing, start as you mean to go on, I think is a good tip. And let's do what all the people who are the best at this business are doing. So I think, I don't know if Claire, will I hand back to you just now?
Yes. Okay, brilliant.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Okay, thanks, Bronwyn. So it just gives you an idea of all the tools that we've got in place. And I'm going to hand you over to the lovely Mia, who is just back from a fabulous spa weekend with her mum, feeling exactly the way I do after a weekend with friends and booze. So Mia is going to talk us through all about our aloe. Now, this is actually quite helpful because, especially if you are new to the business, this will give you a whistle-stop tour on our aloe vera drinking gel and actually what goes into our products and why we're the world leader. So without further ado, Mia, I will hand over to you.
Thanks, Claire. Please, can I have the next slide? Thank you. Hi guys, right, so Forever obviously is known for its aloe vera because it's in the majority of the products. Forever, as you probably know, are the world leading marketers for aloe vera based products. They're the world's largest grower, manufacturer and distributor of it, and also bee pollen products. Worldwide sales for Forever Living are over $2.8 billion, and we are now in 155 countries across the world, which is absolutely massive. And also the company is cash rich and debt free, so we owe no money out and we're constantly making a profit in the business. So a little bit of history about the business. You'll have to excuse my pronunciation on some of the names in here. So in 1862, George Ebers discovered aloe vera in ancient Egypt. It was used both by the ancient Chinese and in Indian cultures, which I didn't know. Greek and Roman physicians use it in the to its great effect, and legends suggest that they persuaded Alexander the Great to capture the island of Socotra for the aloe growth there to heal the soldiers that were obviously in battle. And then it was also used by Egyptian queens, Nefertiti and Cleopatra, which is quite interesting as well. So it's been around for an extremely long time. So the benefits of aloe vera, as you know, it's an antiseptic, it assists the immune system, it's nutritional, it's an antibacterial. A lot of people obviously know for it to cure burns and things like that, and sunburn. It's a natural cleanser, it penetrates the tissues and moisturizes the tissues in our body, so it's extremely beneficial to the body, inside and out, and it has a lot of benefits to us as a whole. So why aloe vera? So we grow it ourselves, so we don't get it from anywhere else. It's all grown by Forever Living. It's naturally grown, so there's no herbicides or pesticides used to assist the growth of the aloe plant. It's a natural weed control and fertilizer. They use mature plants only, so I think, Claire will correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's about 7 or 8 foot they let the plants get up to until they harvest them. I think that's correct.
Yeah.
They're hand-picked, they're processed within hours, they benefit the workers, and also it's all eco-friendly. So that's why Forever Aloe is significantly better to the other ones that you find in Boots and things like that. Because of the way it's harvested and the way it's grown throughout the aloe plant's lifetime. Next slide, please. Thank you. So the Forever drinking products. I drink the berry one, and I think it's okay. The yellow one I have had as well, but it's approximately half of Forever Living sales, which is a significant amount. A lot of people drink it, and it is the sort of biggest money maker in the company. There are 4 different types of the aloe drink, and they're all aloe vera based drinks. So as I say, you've got the yellow one that's I think that's 98% aloe, and then you've got the berry one, the peach one, and also the Forever Freedom. And all of them have got 60-day guarantee. The reason for that is obviously because Forever believe in their products, so they don't think that you're gonna, like, they give you that because they're so confident that you're going to like it. And also with the Forever drinking gels, you tend not to see a result straight away. We usually say 6 to 8 weeks, and that you'll see a constant result. So that gives people the chance to see that result. So it's essentially identical to the inner leaf of the aloe plant. As I say, the yellow one is 98% aloe vera, so it's at its purest form. It's packed with nutrients, so vitamins, minerals, enzymes. It promotes a healthy digestive system. The reason I drink the berry one, just a bit of background on me, is I suffer heavily with water infections, and I've had 2 operations to try and help it as well. I used to get them at least 2-3 times a month religiously, had a lot of time off work, and since I've been drinking the berry gel, touch wood, it's 5 months since I've had a water infection, which I swear that it's that, because I've never had that length of time without one. So I swear by the drinks. The juices that you can get in Boots and things like that are a minimum of 15% aloe. And I believe there was a test on YouTube that you can find that a girl done where she just used a cap of each aloe vera drink and tipped it into a glass of water, and it gave a result where she tipped it into a glass of water that had the bad things that resembled it in your body, and when she tipped them both in, the one in the Boots shop just stayed muggy and horrible, and the Forever one, as soon as she tipped it in, the water went completely clear. It's a really good video to watch, and I would suggest having a look at it, because it does work on your page as well to post it and for people to see the effects of the drinking gel. So as it says at the bottom, it's the Rolls Royce of aloe vera drinks, exactly as I've just explained, that shows in the video. It does exactly what it says on the tin. So the importance of building a 20 people regular drinking gel customers. So consumers is a month to month in and out. You can recommend other products to them, but they will need to get their drinking gel every month. I'm starting to build up my monthly clients where now that I've got them in my diary on a certain date that when they will need their next lot for, so you'll begin to build that. So to have 20 is a real solid business, and will give you your 4 cc's constantly every month just by having 20 gel drinkers. And as it says, you can recommend the other products to them, and that will just top up on your 4 cc's basis that you need to create your business. Again, referrals through people, and also it helps people. So I've referred it to a couple of people that I know suffer with different things. It's how my nan and granddad, they get heartburn and they swear by it. So they're a walking, talking forever book. So I really don't need to refer anyone that they know myself. They do it for me. So the retail options is, as I say, talking to people about the drinking gel, maybe see what they're suffering with and if it can help them at all and if they'd like to try it. Launches, as I've said previously in another training, I never ever don't put the my drinking gel video on my page first. I think that's essential to have on a launch. Pups, whenever I drop a pup off to someone, I take the drinking gels with me with a forever glass, let them try it and also talk to them about it there and then and see if they'd like to maybe join my customer trial. It's a follow on from C9, so quite a lot of people that I've had that do the C9 drink the gel and also the shakes after, but obviously the gel is the main thing that I will talk about to them because obviously it's a consistent customer that will need it every month. So as I say, I make the drinking gel a priority all the time in terms of my retail business. Next slide please, Claire, or is that me done? No. So how to recommend. So drink it yourself. Yeah, okay, it's not great tasting, but 1 shot a day really isn't an issue to me. I don't find it. If you really can't stand the taste, maybe mix it in with something, but drink it yourself and feel the benefits so you can recommend it to other people. As I say, collect testimonials from people. Ask people if they're happy to post about it or post a comment on your page and things like that, because a lot of people will drink it but won't talk about it. So speak to them about getting their testimonials. Use the 60-day guarantee, as it says there, nothing to lose. We say that obviously it was 6 to 8 weeks that they see a change, and then obviously that gives them the full 60 days to see whether it works for them or not. Match your customers' needs and create a record card. So discuss with them what they have issues with, which one you would sort of recommend or think that might help them, and just remember what it was that they discussed with you and continue to check how they're feeling on that. Don't put an age limit on the products. In fact, actually, my dog has had the Aloe drinking gel before, but I see quite a lot of parents giving the peach one to their children because it tastes quite fruity, and they drink that in the morning. And don't prejudge if they can afford it or not. It may be that it's going to really help them with a problem they've got. As I say, you can't give any sort of medical referrals because we're not allowed to do that and we need to be compliant. But if they've got something that you think it may assist with or help with their symptoms, then don't think, oh, they won't be able to afford it, because it may be just what they're looking for and they're willing to pay that extra bit of money to assist with what they're suffering with at that time. Next slide, please. So you don't have to be ill to drink it. So be aware of what you say, as I just said. Make sure you're compliant. It isn't just for ill people. The fitness freedom one quite often is for a lot of sports people, to help them with the fact that they're doing very energetic things during their day. So that's a great one to use for that. It's a healthy drink, so it keeps your body healthy. A lot of people just like to feel better in themselves and just give them a bit of a lift in the morning. As it says, you don't need to be ill to drink it. A lot of people just have it just purely because of it's so good for you that it makes you feel a lot greater inside, and they want to be a healthy person inside and out, so that's why they drink it. And as I said earlier, be compliant, so make sure what the words you're using, don't use any medical references. There are compliance videos on YouTube, and also the wording and things like that is on the starfish pins, I think, so just double check what you're saying. If you don't like the taste, have a giggle about it. It is a bit weird. Yeah, it's not the great tasting thing, but to be honest, I really do think you can get over it. But some people don't like it, so maybe suggest that to mix it in, to try it with something that you can mix in the morning. Serve it chilled. I would never not have mine out the fridge because it completely changes the taste. You will get used to it over time, as I just said, over a couple of months, especially if you've done the C9, you will definitely get used to the taste and match their needs, and the taste won't matter. If it's helping them with whatever they want, then it's going to really make them feel better. So set the expectations, as I say, 6 to 8 weeks, you'll feel the difference. 60 to 120 meals a day, depending on what people are happy to do and what you've discussed with them and why they are drinking the gel. And get your testimonials from your clients, or that get them posting for you and tagging you in it so people can see the benefits that they're getting from them. Customer care is key. To see if they've drunk it for a long time, as I said, match it with their needs, keep checking up on them, seeing how they're getting on with them, getting on with it, and whether it's helping them and how they feel and what the difference is. And then again, you'll get a testimonial from that, so you can post about it of how they've got on, or ask them to tag you in it, so it sort of leads one into the other, and that's really helpful to keep your business on the 4cc level. So what about just talking to people and listening? So you're at a school rugby match and you overhear another mum talking about their child's asthma. So obviously just go over and talk to them. Say, have you heard of Forever Living? No? Tell them what they do in terms of the aloe vera drink. Maybe use a recommendation from yourself or another customer that you've had that's had a similar sort of situation, and discuss the aloe vera drinks with them. You're at work or gym gates and you ask someone how they are. If they sort of say, oh, I'm feeling a bit groggy for this reason, or no, I just don't feel healthy in myself at the moment. Again, it leads into conversation of promoting the aloe vera gel. I think you can literally sell that to anyone, in terms of there will be a reason why someone would like it, even if it is just to have a healthy lifestyle. When you're talking to them, be genuinely interested. Let them tell you what it is that they're finding and why they might need it. How long have they had it? What have they tried previously? See whether they've tried similar things, and sort of then you can suggest the differences between Forever and other aloe products. Ask them if they've tried anything natural, and obviously, as it says, say that you think you might have something that could help, and then go on to discuss the drinking gels as well. As I said before, use a referral from yourself and your own experiences, or alternatively one of your testimonials you've had from your client, and tell a story. And also discuss, you can post-it note about the book of the aloe vera book. So what to say next? So you can explain the company you work for, with the world's largest growers of aloe. Their drinking gel is really, really popular, and aloe vera is not a cure, but I think it might help. And then you can go into the reasons as to what they've told you. You can then sort of give 3 points as to why I think it might help. Do you want to try our 60-day trial? Or why don't I just give you 4 bottles to see you through the trial period? Or most people start with 4. Obviously, 4, some people might say, no, that's too expensive for me, in which case maybe see if they want to do a month, but then say to them, we do sort of suggest doing 6 to 8 weeks, because you've got your 60-day money-back guarantee, and also we do say 6 to 8 weeks you will start seeing the benefits from the aloe vera drinking gel. So you can sort of warrant the 4 bottles to them by saying about the 60-day money-back guarantee and the fact that the effects aren't overnight. So you can also say, if you're drinking 60 ml a day, 1 bottle will last you 16 days, and also explain to them it's only actually £1.30 a day they're spending. So if they are spending that on other things like, I don't know, fizzy drinks at the co-op, then that can you know, that's not going to help their insides, but then drinking 60 mils of the aloe drink in the morning is going to really help them have a healthy lifestyle. So you can replace it with something that they're doing that's not particularly great for them necessarily. Thank you. So, where to build your belief and story. So at the BP, go and speak to people who did the product slot, which is their favourite gels, what benefits have they had from them, what kind of customers do they have. Try and find out a bit more knowledge of what other people are getting and what kind of testimonials they're getting from clients. Customers, sorry. Ask someone different each week. See if you've got people that are drinking the different ones or for different reasons, and see how they're finding them. Cross line, up line, down line, be a story gatherer. So, as I say, gather testimonials, speak to everyone in your team, find out what their customers are saying about it, so you can build sort of almost like a testimonial book of all different stories from people and how they're finding the product and how it's benefiting them. Thank you. So, increase your knowledge. So these are 4 things that I definitely suggest to go and have a look at. Get your knowledge up to date in terms of especially the aloe drinking gels, but a variety of products, but the gel is the main one. You really need to be tipped up on the information that you're giving to people, because as I say, it's the best seller, and it's the one that with just 20 customers you could build your 4cc business, and it will be consistent, because if those people are drinking it monthly, you'll always have those orders coming in, so it will give you your baseline for your business every month. So they're the 4 things that I definitely recommend if you're going away this evening, just to go and plug into those and have a look and just get your knowledge up on the gels, and that will really help your business stabilise.
Brilliant. Thank you, Mia. I know that was quite... Oh, you've got one more here. I'll go through this for you if you like.
Oh, have I?
Yeah. I know, it's quite a heavy chunk.
So, based on customers buying 2 bottles, if they're drinking 60 mils a day at 16 days, that's the 14 people buying the plain gel and 6 buying the Freedom gel. That's a retail price of $923, wholesale price is $646. Your retail profit is $277. I mean, there's a lot you could do, £277, and that is just on having 20 customers monthly drinking the gels. So this is a quick table on where you are in terms of the forever business scale. So if you're assistant supervisor, obviously you get 5% bonus, which at the moment the majority of us are. That would be your bonus on your business, which is the £37, your 5%. So your total profit just by having 20 gel drinkers would be £314 for the month. And I mean, I can think of a lot of things that I'd do with £314. So it really is worth trying to get your customer trials out, or speaking to people about the gels and making sure you try and get 20 people to do it, because that's your 4cc's done just by doing the gels, and it really does help and stabilises that 4cc's, and then you won't have to worry about it so much every month. Thanks, Claire.
Cool. Thank you very much, Mia. That was really great. Thank you. Now, I'm conscious of time. We've probably got about another 10 minutes. Now, Safina's a bit poorly, so I'm going to take you through the next couple of slides about the customer trial group. And actually, it's probably an extension of the drinking gel as well. So thanks again, Mia. That was really extensive. So with regards to the customer trial group, this is a great technique for when you first join the business, and it's something that you can build customers instantly. So Mia's taken us through a great way to build drinking gel customers. And when you start to see instant results, it's what this business is all about, especially if you've just joined. You want to get your £200 back ASAP. I always make that my mission. And this customer trial group is for people who are very near and dear to you, who love you, and you know you're there. They're 3 o'clock in the morning when your car's broken down, and you know they'll come out and get you. So there are a pocket of people that you know would receive this message that I'm going to show you well. Now, 60 to 80% success rate if you pick up the phone. and ask people over the phone. 40 to 60% success rate if you send it by text message. Now, essentially, this is quite comprehensive, and again, we have got a handout for this as well, and it is in the pinned post on Diamonds and Sapphires. You'll be able to see it. So it's essentially saying, hi, now this is Safina's uncle. Safina here, I've just started a new business and I could really do with your help. Text me back to find out how. Or when have you got a minute and I'll give you a call. And what you're going to do is just give them a ring or send them a message saying, look, I've just started this business. We've got some wonderful health products. One of them is the natural pure aloe vera drink. It's a great health tonic, boosts your energy, immune system, great for the digestive system. And what I need is 15 to 20 trial customers over the next 30 days who will give their feedback so I can run a successful marketing plan. So this is what I need. I need you to buy it once. It's it's £43.24 for 2 bottles, 1 month's worth, and I'd need you to use it exactly as my long-term customers would for 30 days and give me your honest feedback. I've always loved how honest, direct and blunt you are with me. You can tweak this clearly, but the content is there. By the way, at the end of the 30 days, if you don't like it, you never have to do it again. And if you do like it, you can get preferred customer rate. Can I count on you to be one of my 15 to 20? Okay, if they say no, just say that's okay. Just say, who do you know that might benefit from it? Maybe they'd be interested in being part of the trial group. This is a really easy way to build aloe vera drinking gel customers, and I actually did this on the 1st of December. I sent it to 30 of my friends and family. 16 agreed to drink the gel, and I still have 12 of those drinking the gel now. So that, I think I got a case credit literally overnight. And what results can you get? So retail profit, you got 15 new gel drinkers. So you're going to be making 200 quid in profit, okay? 2.73 cc. And imagine if there were 5 in your team that did this. Imagine if there were 10 in your team that did it. Plus, you'll be developing regular repeat aloe gel customers. So that's a really good way to build aloe vera drinking gel customers really quickly. Okay, now I'm going to go back to Mia, and she's going to whiz us through the C9 challenge, which is another great way to build a business quickly when you first join the business. And then once she's done that, it will just be wrapping up talking about future trainings, and then we'll be done. So Mia, are you back on? Oh no. Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mia. I'll hand it over to you.
Hi again. Right, okay, so first things first, in the C9, I would suggest that everyone that has joined the business do the C9, just purely because even if it's not to lose weight or something, it will really benefit your business if you can talk about it from your own experience. Read the guidelines about blogging the C9, because you do have to be really careful in what you say. It's not a detox, it's a cleanse, and things like that. So I really would suggest looking up on the pinned post, and it will say all the guidelines about what you need to say about the C9. And as I say, by doing the C9, you can blog about your own journey, which really gets people interested in what you're doing. Thanks, Claire. So, get 5 people to do the challenge with you. So I've done a quick table of each person. If they bought it at full price for £108, you would get a profit of £75 plus your C9 would be paid for out of that profit money. So I would suggest trying to get 5 of your friends to do it with you. Start up a little group, start blogging about it, shout about the fact that you're doing it with your friends, all start on the same day, and it will get people interested on your Facebook pages, Instagram, wherever you're posting from. An incentive for a repeated C9 customer. Ask them to find 4 friends to do it with them, and their C9 will be free. You'll still get a profit of £40, and it could potentially be 4 new customers definitely on the C9, and they could continue with other products, i.e. suggesting the drinking gels to them. When you have a customer doing the C9, ask them if they're happy to blog about it, to tag you in, to the post, so people know that they need to speak to you about it and you can give them further information. Share their successes, post about them and support them on your page. So put a tag, how's your day, how's day 3 going, good luck to so and so for starting day 1 on their C9. So people are interested in seeing that other people are doing it and they can follow their story as well. So blogging on Facebook. Blogging's key to customers and also potential prospects. Everyone that likes or comments on your post, speak to them about the C9 and potentially the business, but start off speaking to them about the C9 and you could build a new customer without even realising. Also, people that are doing it with you and doing it for them and they're posting on their page, if they get a like or a comment, inbox their friends as well. Hi, I saw that you liked so-and-so's page, would you like some more information about the C9? And talk to them about it by private message. So post pictures about how excited you are to start the C9 or a post. Keep it short, use it as a bit of a teaser so people don't know what it is exactly that you're doing, but it will keep them involved in the fact that they want to see what it is that you're going to be starting to do. Keep the post simple and quite brief. The main days I post on are obviously day 1, 3, 6 and 9, which are the main days in your book as well. Pictures speak louder than words. I take pictures of my dinner that I'm having or with a short clip post. The one at the bottom there is my before and after picture for this time that I've just stuck because I'm doing the full fit program at the moment. So that's my before and after picture. So I've posted that on my page. As I say, message and reply to everyone. Don't comment back to people on your comments box. Private message them. As I say, people will Google it and find the information out themselves. You want them to ask you the information and for you to promote the C9 to them. People want to see results, as I say, here's success stories and also how you feel. So it's not all about weight loss. Some people don't lose any weight at all. It's to feel good in yourself and just getting rid of all those toxins. So as I say, I'm doing the C9. I've just finished the C9 and I'm doing the Fit 1. I need to get myself motivated because I've just signed up to do the Great Self Run stupidly. So that's why I'm doing the program at the moment. So that's what I'm blogging about so people can follow my journey. Thanks, Claire.
Thank you. And there's just a couple of... Go on, carry on.
Oh, and as I say, competitions, incentives and offers. There's Black Friday one that was quite popular over Facebook. I've done the Little Black Dress Challenge club. That was quite good just before Christmas, obviously, because everyone's got their dresses to fit in for the Christmas parties, and also raffles. That one at the bottom that I've got for the 100 numbers, what I done was sold each square for £2, which gives me £200. So you've made a profit, and also whoever wins the raffle gets a free C9, and that worked really, really well because people love putting them in for raffles and competitions. So there's just a few little ways that you can promote the C9 around competitions and things. Thanks, Claire.
Brilliant. Thank you again. Thank you. Okay. Cool. Thanks again. Right. So we're just about to wrap up now. I know that was quite comprehensive. Like I said, we will record this so you can listen to it again, but just understanding the basics and stuff is really important. Okay, so 4cc incentive that we have every month, and this month we've got the How to Win the Inner Game of Multi-Level Marketing by Dave O'Connor. Dave O'Connor is brilliant. He really helps you work on your mindset, because a lot of this business, you know, is often out of our comfort zone. It's different, you know, and we need to be resilient and work hard. And he is brilliant helping with your mindset. And if you achieve 4cc by the middle of the month, you're also going to get one of the limited edition perfumes, which we had a few people achieve last month. If you do 10cc, every month there's a 10cc prize, and you're looking at a Sonia kit or a Fit 1 or a Fleur de Jouvence as well. And if you achieve that by the 15th, you also get the perfume too. Lots of mini incentives to be getting the most of. Book recommendations, if you haven't got it already, 79 network marketing tips. You can even get it as a CD to put in your car. And making the shift, you can download that and listen to it online. All of these things are great to help you building your business. It's just chipping away. I always recommend people I work with have something to read, something to listen to, something that's always feeding their mind. A couple of pages a day, 3 or 4 pages a day. bit of a CD in a car. I think that's really important. Okay, we have got our first supervisor boot camp of the year happening on Tuesday evening. And what I would like to do this Tuesday, it's all about confidence building. I'd like to encourage everybody to come on the call and share with the group why you've joined Forever and what your number one goal is in the next 6 months, and the key things you've learned and where you've learned them, where you've learnt them. So, we've had lots of people coming to the Rolling Snowballs Day, to Success Days, to the trainings. We've got a leadership team as well. And I just think that would be really great for everyone to share their journey, why they've joined and what the key things are that they've learnt. And then it's an open forum. It's all about helping each other. It's just for an hour from 8:30 till 9:30 on Tuesday. So I will send you the link for that tomorrow. Trainings coming up every Wednesday night that Mia mentioned. We've got a 4cc clinic. It's from 8:30 till 9, just half an hour. And again, in the pinned post, you can log into loads of them. So you can log into stuff on the C9, onto different products, onto retail it, loads of different ones. There's lots of stuff here to help you. The networking professional training, this training is every Sunday from 8 till 9:30. Now, next Sunday, it's Valentine's night, so we're not going to do it next Sunday, okay? So you can all go out and be wined and dined by hubbies and wives. The Fast Start training is every second Wednesday. So anyone that is new to the business, this Wednesday night, because I think it's the second Wednesday this Wednesday, so Jodie, Katrina, and there'll be some other people, and Tom. There'll be some other people that joined in the last couple of weeks as well that were mentioned last week. It's from 8 till 9:30, and it's great for new people that have just joined the business, especially if you haven't had your first planning yet. This Saturday, if anyone wants to go to the Dave O'Connor event in London, he's doing a mindset workshop. Success Day at the Excel Centre is the following week. Get your tickets if you haven't got them already. And then there's the QLS Masterclass on the 20th of March at the Cheltenham Racecourse, where we'll be hearing from 4 six-figure earners. And if I can urge you to go, the tickets are completely sold out. Diana might be given another batch soon. I have got 10 tickets, 6 of which have gone. So if anyone else would like a ticket, the new people coming into the business will be talking to you about that training. It is the most amazing training run by Jane Leach and John Curtis. The next Rolling Snowballs Day is on the 8th of May, so make sure that this is in your diary. And then the next boot camp will be the first Tuesday in March. Okay, so next steps, actively use Design Your Life. Post lots on there, okay? Try and be a bit more interactive. Practice answering your questions. There'll be a couple that come up. If you get confident with those, then that will help. And then you can just learn them as you go along. Keep a tracker. Build your Aloe customers. Send out your trial group message and do the C9. And have fun, because this business is all about fun. Great to have you all on the call. Thank you so much for listening. I'll upload the recording either tonight or tomorrow, and I look forward to speaking to you all this week. Thanks again. Night, everybody.